Alright guys, so I planned out my garden, I got my seeds, I know exactly what I want to do for this coming gardening season. But in my Zone 7B garden in New York, it is about 36 degrees outside right now. So these seeds need to start inside. In this video, I'm going to show you how I made this seed starting rack so I could get a jump start on the next gardening season. Starting out with some of the tools we're going to need: a needle nose pliers, wire cutters or a pair of scissors, and some cable ties. For the wire rack, I went with an option that was 48 inches wide so that 2 seed trays can hold side by side comfortably. For lights, I decided on this ceiling mounted style instead of the shop light with the chain. I went with this Barina LED light with 6500 Kelvin that came in a 12 pack. And since buying this pack, I found a few other options on Amazon at lower price points so you can save even more money. So a quick note about lights. Lights are measured in 2 things, in Kelvin and in lumens. Kelvin is how cool the light is. So you definitely want something on the cooler end of the spectrum, over 5000 Kelvin. These lights that I chose here are actually 6500 Kelvin. Now the next unit of measure are lumens. Lumens is the amount of light that a human eye can see, whereas par is for plants. Now I have not delved deep into the difference between par and lumens. However, I've heard that it's debatable whether lumens really matter to growing seedlings. I've heard it should be over 5000 lumens, and then I've also heard that it doesn't matter. So I just kind of got in the middle and I think these lights add up to 4400 lumens, and we'll see how it goes. So this is what we're working with. The lights come as a single fixture, and it includes the hardware that you need to mount the light and to daisy chain them together. What we will be doing is taking the clips and using it as part of our DIY suspension system for the lights. And to do that, we will be using some of these. These are plant pot hangers, and you can actually find them at Dollar Tree right now since the gardening season is just starting. Each set has 3 chains, and we need 2 per shelf. You could do the math for whatever shelving system you're using, but for my project I needed 4 of them. So to create our suspension system, we start out by separating the chains from the main S-hook. We need the pliers to open up the S-hook. After this, we have our 3 chains. This is what it looks like just out of the pack. What we want to do now is remove the clip from the one end and move it to the other that has the closed loop. After that, we want to use the pliers on the open side and open it up just a bit more so that we could slide our clip in and then tighten the loop back up. Now with the clip attached to the chain, we could just go ahead and clip it to the fixture, and just like that, we created the basis for our suspension system. Now over at our shelf, we'll need 2 lights, 2 chains with clips, and 2 additional clips. And we could start out by clipping one of the chains to the rear light. Next, we will feed the chain through the shelf. Then take a light clip and hook it onto the chain. Clip it to the light and then adjust the length. Just repeat these steps on both sides and your lights will be suspended. To shorten your light, you would just unhook the chain from the clasp that's in the front and then rehook it at your desired length. For fans, I chose these USB powered ones. And what I did was remove the feet from the top 2 corners. The reason I got USB is because I have a bunch of these floating around my house. Otherwise, you can just get a power strip that has USB ports or an AC adapter that has multiple USB ports. Now when it comes to the fans, that's another thing that actually might be optional, but the purpose of the fans here is to make sure that you actually grow a strong seedling. The fans are there to simulate some type of breeze, some type of airflow across the seeds, which could help with dampening off, and it just creates a sturdier, stockier stem. Say that 5 times fast. As the last step, I cable tied those fans to the end of each shelf and then trimmed the excess with wire cutters. And now, we got ourselves a functional grow rack. Definitely saved me a lot of money instead of going out and buying a pre-built grow rack. One quick note is try not to put too much downward pressure on the actual lights themselves, because after all, it is just a clip that it's being held up by, so you don't want to push down on it too much. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.